I'm here.
I might mention one of the projects we had, which had some far-reaching benefits, and it was a project called Tactical Air Control, Doctrine for Tactical Air Operations, Tactical Air Operations in NATO. The project, in terms of developing and publishing and getting agreement on this doctrine by all the, at that time, 15 countries, had been stalled for 25 years. So I was getting ready to go to the working group meeting, and of course you do a lot of coordinating within the Pentagon, Navy, Army, and so on. The problem with this particular doctrine was the Navy would never subscribe to what is a basic Air Force principle, and that is to be a single air commander over all of air assets. Those
No
are
matter
the
what.
tactical air assets, that's
Yeah.
right. Because you can best exploit the characteristics of air. You can consolidate, you can mass, you can employ according
like
to the
common
needs
sense.
of the theater commander. You're not inhibited by mountains or terrain or whatever. So you can more effectively employ air power. But the Navy would never be willing to give up its air assets for that. So, and we were able to get a position all the way up through the Navy to the, what they called the captain's level, equivalent to colonels, until they went to the admirals, and then they said, no, we don't agree with that. So I said, we got to do something different. And my proposal to our general was, look, let me take the position over there with the provision that the Navy abstains from this doctrine. It's a formal procedure that can go into the document. And that's what I went over there with. So the second day of the meetings, which is when you make your presentation, I got a call from the office of the U.S. military representative to NATO, who was a 4-star admiral, not to present the U.S. position, to cease and desist and to report to his office.
And was his office over there?
Oh yeah, he's the U.S. military
Okay.
representative. So I went to the office, his executive officer said to me, the admiral says, you don't, it's the whole issue now has been thrown into the tank back in the Joint Chiefs of Staff. The tank being where these issues are normally addressed and resolved and so on by senior, very senior officer levels. So here I am, and now going to the third day of a 5-day meeting, you know, in purgatory. But I had a sharp guy back in the office, and I had one of the staff guys with me. And I told the guy that was with me, I said, your job in this hotel is to find a typewriter. There weren't computers and everything. To find a typewriter that you could work at 2 in the morning. Mm-hmm. My job is to talk to our guy back there, and he's going to be working the issue with the generals.
And communications in those days weren't as quick
By
as they are
phone,
now.
you know,
Yeah.
so time difference.
How did everybody get everybody's phone numbers?
Well, it
You know?
worked, but what we finally resolved the issue after 25 years. The answer had been before everybody, I think, for years. And that is, in doctrine, joint doctrine for amphibious operations, U.S. doctrine, there's a provision in there that says the service that has the preponderance of air assets will be the single air commander for that amphibious
So it was there the
operation.
whole time?
Yeah.
Nobody
And the
read it?
Navy couldn't dispute it. The Navy was agreeing with that because they would have the preponderance of air.
Right.
So with that provision, they had to agree to what we were proposing. And
Did you get some accolades for that, Ted?
I don't remember, but we got the doctrine after 25 years. And what I'm leading up to saying is, later in the first Gulf War, 1991, there was a single air commander over all air assets. Because you had France, you had UK, other NATO countries contributing air assets, they all subscribed to that doctrine, as did the Navy.
Well, you had a hand in that.
Yeah, I think so. I think we
Pretty
did.
amazing.
Yeah.